This is Beaverville. Come on in.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to video message number 29.
It's Bob here. I got a question.
You'll be salivating when you see it.
I woke up yesterday morning with a spring in my step.
Start later, please.
I could never know what the day was.
Fast forward at.
Listen up, the ratings just came in for last month. We are number one. We just grabbed every key demographic.
Yeah. Super duper.
That's nice. Way to go. Neato, gang.
Yes. Boy, that was good news.
St. Patrick's Day 2025 Power Trip Morning Show. Do you guys care that it's St. Patrick's Day at all?
I mean, it's a funny question. 15 years ago, absolutely, right?
Because that drunk.
Correct. Yeah, you'd go out and you'd start drinking at like 8 in the morning when you didn't have any responsibilities, and then you'd move on through your life. But yeah, today, I mean, not really. You?
I don't think there was ever a point in my life, even when I liked to party, where 8 o'clock in the morning sounded good to start drinking for me. I never got into that. Like I was like let's start drinking in the evening, then let's really go for it at nighttime. 8 in the morning, I wanted like Honey Nut Cheerios and a nice nap.
Yeah. What about Vegas?
That was lame. Even Vegas, I don't want to drink at 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. I mean, I would with you guys once in a while, obviously at 9 o'clock when the show ends. I guess 7 o'clock Vegas time. But that's about it.
Yeah.
That's the rarity.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Zacho, Maxo, you care about St. Patrick's Day at all?
I cared on Saturday.
How was that bit in St. Paul?
Well,
Is that where you went?
I had to work the Wild game, so I couldn't get out till like...
That was a good game.
Yeah. Until about, 9:45, I think, is when I finally hit West 7th. And at that point, I texted Tommy, and he was already in bed. So...
Oh, I thought it was supposed to be the all-time rager.
Yeah.
Is there a chance that he wasn't in bed, he just wanted to avoid you?
No, because he was texting me earlier, and I think he actually does appreciate other people.
What?
But
especially,
yeah, I had two buddies two friends that bailed as I was walking down the street, like two Tom Reeds, where they all were. So two of them bailed. Thankfully, my buddy Chad stuck around.
Abbott?
No, Chad.
Chad's so reliable.
Yeah, he really is.
That Chad.
What a nice guy. Oh, the other one.
Not Abbott.
Yeah, no. But, and then I ended up meeting, Isaac and Logan, a couple of, one of them is a Rube. They're both from, one of them's from Delano, and the other one's from, Sioux Falls, and hung out with them for a while, hung out with some other people I ran into throughout the night. Everything closed around, 12:30, which I wasn't expecting.
Wow.
And had to pound 3 drinks I had in front of me that I thought I had a lot more time to drink. And so I ended up being more drunk than I have been in a long, long time. Closed out Wild Bills at 1:40, got into an Uber.
Jeez.
And got to White Bear about 2. And woke up at 6 and had about a good 4 or 5 hours of misery and paid for it dearly. But it was fun. It was worth it.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah, sounds lovely.
I convinced myself at one point that yesterday morning that this was going to be forever and that I was never going to feel better.
That is the worst. Yeah, the worst.
When you start making deals with God, all of them, you're like, I swear I'll never do it again.
I had those thoughts in the past, and I've been able to be like, hey, man, just settle down. You're going to get better. I was convinced I was always going to feel that way forever and ever. It was bad.
Yeah.
That's how I felt when we were in Dublin on St. Patrick's Day.
Well, you pretty much did feel like that forever.
Yeah, it was a good solid almost 24 hours.
You just got over last week.
Yuck. I still can't believe I went all the way to Dublin for St. Patrick's Day, got too drunk the day before St. Patrick's Day, and missed 75% to 90% of all the St. Patrick's Day festivities. Good times.
Oh, yeah. Was that 3 years ago now already?
Yeah, 2022.
Yeah, 2022.
Son of a
right.
word.
Yeah, time's
unbelievable.
a bitch.
Yeah. It's unbelievable how long ago that was, but how it felt like 2 days ago.
Is this still a thing for kids?
Like to pinch each other?
For what?
No, just do they do this in school? Do they wear green to school? Do they do
I think
school
they do.
Yeah.
related St. Patrick's Day activities?
Yeah. And they still got the parade at in downtown St. Paul today, and so there'll be, but it sucks.
Yeah.
It's like it's a Monday. It's a Monday. It's like when Halloween's on a Monday. It's
correct.
The same.
Zacho's correct.
But Saturday was very busy downtown. It was fun.
Well, and we survived another weekend without Aaron Rodgers, so fantastic.
But it's still not going away.
Which is
only ramping up.
It's weird.
Bad.
It's really weird how weird this has gotten.
It's not going to happen.
No, I know, but it's weird that half, the Adam Schefters and all these other people have said zero, and everyone at The Athletic is like, this is still a real possibility. So
I was under your impression, Corey, last week, and I don't think I can say that anymore.
No, because it sounds like it's all on the Vikings at this point.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like Aaron Rodgers is all in and wants to, which of course he would want to be a part of the Vikings. That's his best option. It's one of any
and
quarterbacks.
He can play the Packers twice.
Exactly. So it sounds like it's really just all on KOC and Kwesi because every report is saying that Aaron Rodgers really wants to be here.
Which is still why it's not going to happen, because it doesn't make any sense from our perspective. If we wanted to sign a guy close to $33 million, which is the report, right, that Rodgers wants a Darnold-esque deal here, then you should have just tagged Darnold and got Darnold to come back, right? The whole point of letting Sam go is to get younger and way cheaper.
But isn't that the problem, though? Is that maybe that's what's holding this deal up, is the money? And that they are trying to talk him down to something and that he isn't going anywhere else? I don't know.
I think the other thing with this is...
I hope not. But
I think the other thing with this is he has one other option. It's Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with us?
Because
it's not our responsibility to sign him. It's
100%.
It's his fault.
100%. I think, though, that there is a big leverage play in this because the New York thing, if you look at it all and you take 2 seconds, you take a step back, he ain't staying and going to the Giants. They're a horrible football team. They have the 3rd overall pick. They probably will find their way to a quarterback, right? He's not staying in that market. That was never a real team he was going to. They just needed that. And now that people have figured that out, that's why they're using the Vikings.
Yeah, he's going to be the Steelers quarterback. And it makes a ton of sense. They also have 2 awesome wide receivers, right? It's getting out of New York City. I think he ends up in Pittsburgh, but... Yeah, the whole we don't have Cooper Rush is gone now. Mason Rudolph, Minshew, all these backups that the Vikes had as options are gone. It's like, well, now we have to sign them. No, we don't. You can roll with J.J. McCarthy and Brett Rippon and then find somebody else, right? Whether it's a cut later, draft later, trade later, Flacco. I don't care if you're the backup quarterback. You don't have to sign Rodgers, right?
That's kind of you.
Again, the first thing I do every day is shut down the text line.
Oh, boy, yeah.
After I look at who Barrero's been arguing with on text, which is always funny.
Yeah.
And somebody texted Barrero late last week and was like, I think Rodgers is going to force his way in here. It's like, and the text guy was serious, right? Like, we're not going to have a choice. He's going to force his way in here. I'm like, that's not how this works.
We have all the cards.
We can say hard pass. And even if Rodgers goes, veterans minimum, we could say, no.
Yeah.
There's no law where the Vikings have to sign him because we run out of quarterbacks. You could sign a guy that works at Costco. I don't care.
Not for nothing. J.J. McCarthy, they did find that tweet from a couple of years ago where he's called him a goat human. So it seems like he would be in on it. That obviously would be important is how he feels about Aaron Rodgers. And he did tweet out and say goat human about Aaron Rodgers before.
I just wonder why haven't we... If they're not ever going to consider him, why has that not been leaked out? We have what do we have to gain by this speculation?
Why have they
it's
not?
Obviously real.
If it's not, the speculation is probably real, and him coming here are 2 different things, right? I don't know why they haven't signed somebody as a backup. Then the whole thing stops. Then you just go, yeah, we can't come out and go, J.J. McCarthy is our quarterback 1. There's a way to do that because the kid's kind of got to earn it, even though he is the quarterback, right? You can't let him know in March that he's the quarterback. But you could easily just sign Drew Lock and the whole thing's over with. They haven't.
But how about the story on ProFootballTalk.com? Man, there's a lot of sports for segment 1, but who cares? That the Seahawks can get out of Darnold's deal after 1 year, $37.5 million.
How about that?
Which is, again, my point. If you really wanted to pay somebody $30-something million for 1 year, as JJ, I don't think they want JJ to sit and learn another year.
Yeah.
And I think they think he's healthy and ready to go. But it's like, if you truly wanted one more year of like, let's make sure the kid's ready, let's make sure he's healthy, then you could have done exactly this with Sam Darnold. A guy that everyone in the locker room loves, right?
Yeah.
KOC loves him. The whole team loves him. The offensive line loves him. Everybody loves him. Why would you bring in a guy that's the exact opposite? Even if Rodgers is a better teammate than maybe the public thinks, why would you gamble with chemistry when everybody loves Sam?
The pedigree.
Yeah. I mean, what if they think,
But they're not that dumb.
I know.
Sam had a better year last year than Aaron. I would rather have a 27-year-old Sam Darnold than a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers. No one's debating Rodgers in his prime, right? He's one of the 5 or 6 or 7 best quarterbacks of all time. Not anymore.
I think his prime's gone.
Yeah, it's way gone. I don't think he's got almost anything left in the tank. And and the Vikes know that. They're not going to fall for the name thing. If this was 15 years ago, it's like this is set up perfectly for Aaron in his prime.
Yeah.
To just completely take this loaded team and see what we can do.
Right.
But the odds, the Vegas odds, the DraftKings odds, and the Vikes are still 4th out of the NFC North because we don't have a quarterback that's proven. Same way we didn't last year when the over-under was 6.5 and then Darnold won 14 games.
Yeah.
Because he had the massive overachieving year and it was awesome and he just got paid. Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just lingers though. So here's what I haven't seen this, but I was listening to Ben Maller showering.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Go on.
And he said something in passing, unless I misheard him, about that the Vikings aren't interested. And somebody reported that the Vikings' interest is pretty low.
I think it was Jeremy Fowler from ESPN. He said that.
Okay, so
it's still a possibility, but the
they're not interested.
He got was that probably not.
Yeah, that's the right answer. And Sauce, your comeback is correct. If they would have signed, if they signed like Gardner Minshew to a 3-year or 2-year, $8 million deal, that would quiet rumors. Definitely wouldn't end them, right? Because until Rodgers signed, you could always have Rodgers be your starter, JJ as your backup, and a guy like Minshew be your quarterback 3. It wouldn't end the speculation, but it would definitely quiet them, right? But the fact that they haven't done that has probably kept the ball rolling way longer than it should. And then, man, I don't know. Almost everybody I saw this weekend, they was like, do you think it's going to happen? I'm like, I don't think so, but what do you think? And they're like, I hope not. Like, overwhelmingly, everybody asked was like, I hope not. I think the Vikings sense that, too. That I think most people do not want Aaron Rodgers to be quarterback.
Yeah, but
most. Maybe not all. There's probably a group that does, but most don't.
But I also think, though, that there's a little bit of like the one thing that we hear all the time in sports is winning cures everything, right? If they sign Aaron Rodgers, I would bet the first game, not the Thursday night game, but the Sunday night game or Monday night game will be in Lambeau, right? There's that. If 5, 7, oh man, it's farther away than that. 6.5 months from now, 7 months from now, if they're 4-0, that changes a lot. Do we know that? We do not, right? So once we get into the season and once the shock of him showing up here, and if he shows up to minicamp and all that, once that fades, I think people will be like, all right, he's on his best behavior. That's the other thing. You can't guarantee he's going to be on his best behavior because if you sign him in a month and a half after the draft or whatever it is, early May, they have, minicamp and he's in, Iceland. It's like, well, wait a minute. This is like, you need him on his best behavior. But he's a 41-year-old man who's never been on his best behavior, so why would he start now? It's a lot. It's a lot. But
I like all the people online saying, like, the prophecy will be fulfilled, right? Favre went Packers, Jets, Vikings.
How weird.
So if Rodgers goes Packers, Jets, Vikings, then all we have to wait for is him to steal money for speaking and then get sued by Mark Gastineau. And the prophecy will be complete.
Yeah. I forgot about all that. The Mark Gastineau video is real weird.
Real weird.
Real weird.
He's suing like ESPN and stuff too.
Yeah.
So Gastineau's just going completely nuclear. Yeah, he's just pissed.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fun fodder for now, but I'm
glad we survived the weekend though, because I definitely am in the camp that doesn't want it. So
yeah, I think it's more 50-50.
I think it's like 95-5.
Really?
I don't think it's 0. It can't be 0, especially since.
No. Sorry, I meant of like people who want it and people who don't want it. I think it's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you meant the chances that it happens. I think it's like 95% that it does not.
I think from an entertainment standpoint, I think it's A+.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
that's what this is. This is entertainment.
Another reason, yeah.
Right.
This is the WWE.
Correct.
Aaron Rodgers comes here.
It happened a week ago.
It's a lot of jersey sales.
Aaron Rodgers, if it's the WWE, when we all think they're going to announce J.J. McCarthy at the first game, outruns Aaron Rodgers, right?
Right.
But, like, it's the entertainment factor. Chad Greenway's breakdown on Friday with PA and Lieber is a 10 out of 10.
Didn't hear it.
It's basically like, this is what this sport is for. This is what it is. It's entertainment. You want 5 cameras. This is an exaggeration, but you want 5 cameras at practice. You want 100. You want eyes on your brand. Now, they may come with some bumps in the road like they did with Favre, but as he said, there were like 5 cameras at practice before Favre showed up. And then when Favre showed up, there were hundreds.
True.
There was
That's
a
what you want.
helicopter when he landed
That's
at
what
the
you
airport.
want.
Ask the Jets, though, the last 2 years if that was worth it.
Yeah, I think, though, I think it all changes, though, if he doesn't blow his Achilles out.
Yeah, but last year he was healthy and he sucked.
Yeah, but both him and Kirk were coming off the same injury. Now, the older factor, you're 100% correct.
41.
If he's 31, this is a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
Because they can win the Super Bowl.
Then you give him a blank check.
Correct. But he's not. So I don't know.
Yeah, Aaron in his prime, you put up with all the divanness and the side eyes and all that stuff. You put up with that all day long and just say, go out there and sling it.
Yeah,
You're one of the best of all time.
Right.
At 41, he can't really move that much. No. Missed a lot of throws that the old Aaron would have never missed.
Correct.
Almost across the board, Darnold's numbers were better, and he's 14 years younger.
Yeah.
And universally loved in the locker room.
My favorite part is the heel turn Hawk is done on it. I love that Hawk's all in. He wants it. Yeah.
A week before, I would have sworn he would have rather sacrificed one of his kids than have Aaron Rodgers join this team.
And now the heel turn is A+.
Now he might sacrifice one of them to make it happen.
Right.
Plus 350, by the way.
Yeah.
Latest odds.
Really?
That he joins?
Yeah.
Yeah, so long shot. Relative long
Giants
shot still.
plus 125.
They're the favorites, or the Steelers are the favorites?
That's like a week ago, but
yeah,
Steelers are the favorites. Plus
I'm just telling you,
Steelers. He's going to end up with the Steelers.
This is what I know. Alec Lewis and Diana Rossini and Michael Silver are not just doing this for their health. This is legitimate sourcing that they're doing.
Well, but Max nailed the key here. Everybody buys it from Aaron's side, right?
Yeah.
Aaron's agent wants it. Aaron wants it. They want him to be in Minnesota. It's the best for his brand. It's probably the best for his money. Probably. This is the place they want to be for obvious reasons. So that's why that side's real. I just don't think the Vikings' interest makes any sense.
Why aren't they getting texts from the Vikings saying we're not interested?
Yeah, where's the dialogue?
What do we gain from keeping this?
I don't know.
In the air. That's what concerns me. I hope I'm wrong. I think I'll be wrong. But
it's going to be so juicy if he comes here.
If it does, our ratings
be so greasy.
Crazy.
So greasy.
There'll be a TV news helicopter at MSP.
Yes.
We'll follow him all the way to
It's the Johnny Manziel factor. You wanted that?
How would that have worked?
An absolute disaster.
Oh, God, you and I were like, draft Johnny Manziel.
We were
It'll be unbelievable. And then it was just a total train wreck.
Train wreck.
More of the Power Trip Morning Show after this on The Fan.
The Fan.
The Power Hour goes live at 8 a.m., potentially with a special guest today. We'll find out. KFAN.com/watch is where you can find us. All thanks to Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed.
I mean, props to Lawyer Lambert. He's going to win this golf bet. Now it's just a matter of if it doubles to 200. He has a heads-up showdown, J.J. Spawn versus Rory McIlroy. So everybody that didn't finish in the top 3 owes Lawyer Lambert 100. But if Rory wins this thing today at 8 o'clock, it starts at 8. We get to stream it at 8, basically.
I think he's joining us.
A 3-hole playoff between Rory McIlroy and J.J. Spawn. And if Rory wins, that number doubles to 200. And your dad scoops up a whole bunch more money. So there's a lot of Power Trip members that are anti-sweating your dad.
Yeah, I was even. He was texting me about all these things, and I was like, "Hey, I don't want you to win, right? Like it's the hole-in-one bit was brilliant.
Way to go, Zach.
Yeah,
How
Keegan
about that?
Bradley, that was a sweet shot. Good pick with the captain, man.
Hang on, let's go public with it. Have you been paid by everybody?
No.
How many of the 13 have paid you?
I don't think. Well, one of them only threw 25 my way, so we got to figure that out.
Yeah.
Not the 50.
Okay.
Other than that, I think everybody's just kind of waiting. I don't blame them. But
but I mean, the hole-in-one's the hole-in-one.
I paid you. Yeah.
So Rosie, and then Corey, Cove, Gorgie, Olson, Tommy Olson, and Paul Lambert.
So 5.
Yeah.
5.
But Rosie paid you 25?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how I guessed that.
Classic. And I would guess then you just owe my dad either 50 or 1.
Well, that's what I told him. Like, I'll either.
Yeah.
I'll
That's a
take
good
it.
bit, man. The
All right,
hole-in-one
so
bit's great.
That's a lot
I
of
love
people that still
bet.
need to pay you.
Yeah.
We'll
That's
shake
fine.
them out.
That's fine. No, we're
Yeah.
good. I'm not worried about it.
No. Nice hit, though.
Yeah,
In
that
the
was
rain.
Great shot,
That
too.
was. I was in the middle of my misery.
Yeah, I texted you. You never responded.
I wasn't in any.
Yeah, no, I get it.
That's the beauty of the
Look
bet,
at the
though, right?
screen.
Keegan Bradley had no chance. He
No
was like-
chance.
Wasn't he like -1 or 2 when he did
Yeah.
it? So he's like 10 shots back, and then he just aces it.
Man, that was fun,
in
man.
the rain.
My guy on Friday was +8 on his last 2 holes. He birdied the last 2 and then tied the course record. That sweating these golf bets is my favorite.
Golf
I
betting
love
in
it.
general is
It's
the best bet, and it's not even close.
Every single shot
It's the
matters.
best.
It's the best. I love it.
It's so fun watching
Yes.
other people that you are anti-sweating just being like, miss it.
Yeah, oh, yeah. You
miss
were-
it.
yeah.
And I know you are. It's like it is weird human nature to go, I want one person to succeed and like 60 people
Yeah.
to fail. It is weird to have that attitude for 4 straight days, but it is fun.
Yes.
Yes, especially like when the water holes come up on 17. You want Will Zalatoris to just boot it in the
And he
water,
did.
and he did about 9 times.
Oh, man. He fell apart.
He imploded. Yep,
He imploded.
I almost picked him too instead of
Yeah.
Connors because
Yeah.
Willie Z's my guy. So
Yeah, Willie
remember
Z's great.
And same thing with Hovland. Remember, I asked right before I took Connors. I'm like, man, there's a couple guys I want to take here, but I'm like, are these guys injured? So I balked
Yeah.
at Willie Z and Hovland, and I'm glad I did because Hovland imploded on day 1.
Imploded.
And Zalatoris on what, Saturday?
Yeah, Zalatoris.
So I dodged
fell
those bullets.
apart on Saturday. Yeah, it's fun, man. It was awesome to watch. We almost had a couple of backdoor third places. Creasel's guy battled all day. Sepp Straka, he missed.
Morikawa made a late push.
Morikawa made a late push. Alexis had Patrick Cantlay.
He was in the mix.
He was in the mix and then booted a couple of balls. It's fun, man. It's fun. I love
And
it.
what a treat we got today. Speaking of water holes, I think it's 16, 17, and 18, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're just going to be rooting for Roy
chaos.
to go swimming.
Yes.
And is it Shop? I don't even know the other guy's name.
Spawn.
JJ Spawn.
Spawn?
The worst part that happened to JJ Spawn is the rain delay. I know there's a lot of sports, but if they go right back at it, he has a little bit of advantage. Now you got Rory, night of sleep. It's going to be tough.
So-
it's going to be a tough uphill battle.
Super cool for your dad, right? He either wins $1,000 or $2,000 today,
Right.
depending on if Rory gets this done or not. But let's go real world for a second between Rory McIlroy and JJ Spawn. I know Rory has, I don't know, a couple $100 million, right, or whatever.
man, I think
He's
he
got
has
tons, maybe a
$400
half a
million
billion
from Nike.
right? Maybe a half a billion, whatever. He's unbelievably rich. I get
Yeah.
it. JJ Spawn is probably a multimillionaire, right? Not in Rory's category, but I'm sure he's made plenty of money on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
How about just the idea, though, that these two guys will play 3 holes, and the winner, they're essentially playing heads up for $1.775 million, because that's the difference between first and second.
Yeah.
How about just, hey, you want to play for 3 holes? Whoever wins gets $1.7 million? Sure.
Yeah.
$1.7 million for 3 holes.
Yeah.
That's so freaking cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, again, when I watch the World Series of Poker main event, and first place is like $10 million, and second place is like $6 million. Clearly, whoever gets second, even though they're heartbroken that they're never going to be a World Series champion, you get $6 or whatever million for second place. That's life-changing money. But you lost heads up for $4 million, right?
Greasy.
$1.7 million for 3 holes
Real
is
greasy.
so cool.
Real greasy. Love it.
That's such a rush.
It's the best.
And I think that's but the fact that Rory doesn't give a rat's ass about the money.
Rory doesn't care about the money.
So he wants the win.
He wants
right?
to win.
The 1.7 means a lot more to JJ Spawn.
Yeah, it means, 1.7 is a lot for everybody. I don't know if Rory would walk back to the 16th hole for it, right?
But it is
not
still
kidding.
almost $2 million.
Yeah.
I hope Rory cares about $2 million, but he wants
what
the win.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
Right.
he
The
doesn't.
rich-
Yeah,
I want the encore.
Right, super rich guys want the win, and they'll take the money.
Correct.
JJ Spawn wants the money, and he wants the win. So it's going to be fun. And I love high stakes
it's the
gambling
best.
or
And
opportunities.
we're going to watch it live in about 2 hours. It could be over in one hole.
It's going to be, Abbott's going to be pissed.
Why?
Because we're just, how are we going to focus? We're going to be sweating on that.
Well, 17's the key, right?
Yeah,
If
17.
If one of them puts it in the water, it's just going to be over.
And the best part is, I know you watched a lot of it, Corey, is when they walk up 16, they all look over at 17 like, son of a bitch. I love this tournament.
So
it's
3-hole aggregate, though, right? 3 holes aggregate
and that
score.
means, what does aggregate mean? Total?
Total score, yeah. It's not like a sudden death 16.
No.
It's a total score for all three.
Yep.
So, if you implode on 17, it's all but over.
It's all but over.
This is the Power Trip Morning Show on St. Patrick's Day on The Fan.
The Fan.
Wolves fans, you know we don't just talk ball, we live it. We some ballers around here, baby. And now we're throwing you a full court lob with $15 tickets to select March games. Don't just hear us break it down. Be there, feel the energy, lose your voice, and howl with us. Use code KFAN with an exclamation point at the end at Timberwolves.com/March to get your $15 tickets today.
Time now for Front Page Sports, presented by Holiday Station Stores.
Get that bakery meal deal at Holiday. You can get a couple of ring donuts and a medium hot coffee. Bakery meal deal for a limited time. Get it this morning at our friends at Holiday. And I was at Holiday a couple days ago because the kiddo had gymnastics, and there's a Holiday right next to her gymnastics facility.
Yeah.
And I was just staring at those sunflower seeds again, and I'm like, am I doing it? Do I gamble? Well, because a couple of weeks ago, I got away with it.
Yeah.
And they're so freaking good. So I was I didn't buy them because I'm like, oh, boy.
Yeah.
But, man, they look good. And they're like $2 or whatever it is.
Yeah, buy them.
I almost did.
Don't do it, Paul.
Yeah, you're
Fight
poor
the
BH.
urge.
No, I just got an energy drink and lottery tickets and got out of there. But
Yeah.
maybe next time.
Yeah,
maybe
Holiday
next
Wales.
time. Sure does.
Hey, Zacho?
Yeah.
Quickly before Corey starts sports.
Sure.
Are we supposed to get a bunch of snow?
Bro, I've been in hell the last day or two.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, I thought maybe you'd know. Sorry, Daddy.
Looks like heavy snow on Wednesday now.
What a joke.
With accumulation of 2 to 4 inches. That's a lot.
What a joke.
Yeah. And I think we're supposed to get some Sunday and
Batten
all
down
weekend.
the hatches.
Yikes.
When I was at that Holiday on Saturday, I temporarily had snow blowing in my face.
That's hot.
And not the
Whoa.
Canadian reggae
Wow.
rapper.
We're cool.
Yeah, it was about like an hour window on Saturday where the kind of freezing rainish thing kind of temporarily turned into snow. It was gross. Didn't stick, but still sucked for about an hour.
The tornado outbreaks down south over the weekend. I don't know if you guys saw any of that. No. Holy crap, man.
Yeah.
Tornadoes everywhere.
Cool.
And that'll probably happen up here eventually.
The Minnesota Timberwolves won 128-102 over the Jazz, an absolute cakewalk. I know there was that stretch in the second where the Jazz went on like a 17-2 run or something and got back in it.
Basketball team.
But Ant just absolutely shredded them in the first quarter. What did he finish with, 19 or something in the first quarter?
Yeah. 19 and 8 minutes.
41 points for the game. Didn't even play the whole game because he didn't need to. 128-102. That is the 8th straight win for the Minnesota Timberwolves. The only bad news is the Warriors keep winning as well.
Yeah, well, they play nobody.
They've won 7 straight games. So the Wolves and Warriors continue to be tied at 16.5 games behind OKC. But the Warriors have 1 fewer win and 1 fewer loss. So they are percentage points ahead in 6th.
Yeah.
So both teams just red hot. And the Wolves can't jump them in the standings. So the Wolves, if the playoffs started today, the Wolves would be 7th and would be in the play-in part.
It's so odd.
It is odd, but I still feel really good about it because they obviously have figured it out.
Yeah.
Unless we get injured, that team just looks so different than the team from a month or two ago. Randall's playing unbelievably well. DiVincenzo. But yesterday was all about Ant.
Yeah,
I know some other guys like McDaniels had a really nice game and stuff as well, but Ant was dominant.
He was hot, man. He was great. That dunk he had was sweet. Yeah,
sweet. He was number one on SportsCenter.
Yeah.
He's liable to drop 40 almost any night these days. I think he has the most 40-point games in the NBA this season, especially with Jaden McDaniels hooping the way that he's been hooping. DiVincenzo's kind of found his groove being the Wolves sort of point guard type facilitator kind of guy. And Anthony Edwards has absolutely been incredible this season. I'm super I'm like you, Cor. Even if they are in the play-in, obviously that would suck. I'm confident against their, against the Clippers. And if they have to match up against the Rockets or the Nuggets, who are the two most likely right now, I feel super confident about both of those matchups.
Do it. Up next, they host Indiana tonight at 7:00.
Yeah, that'll be great. I think they're 7.5-point favorites, so they should win again.
Yes, sir.
Over the weekend, the Vikings did make news that was not related to Aaron Rodgers. They traded for Niners running back Jordan Mason, which is kind of cool because, man, those first handful of games when McCaffrey was out, Jordan Mason was a beast.
Balling. Yeah.
He was super balling. He had 100 yards and a touchdown against us.
Yeah.
And looked super good. So Mason also agreed to a 2-year, $7 million deal, fully guaranteed with the Vikings. The Niners get a 2026 sixth-round pick, and the Vikings and Niners swapped late-round picks this year. So the Vikings will get pick 187. San Francisco goes up to pick 160.
Yeah.
No-brainer.
Absolutely. There were a ton of people that were like, wait, why did they just give up on him? I know, like, people have pointed out that the Niners have, like, good running back depth, but this guy when he played, he was really good. You do this trade 10 out of 10 times if they ask.
Yeah, home run.
Great trade.
Yeah, why not? And, he's 25. I almost did it. Aaron Jones is what, 30? 30 or 31?
Maybe 31.
I think he's 30.
Yep, 30.
30, okay. So,
yeah, he'll be 31 December 2nd.
All right, so you got a year or two. I know it's a 2-year deal, but year or two left on Aaron Jones, and then maybe Jordan Mason's the guy if you don't address it in the draft or free agency.
Yeah, I think both of them can run over people, so it's a good trade.
Undrafted out of Georgia Tech in 2022.
Yeah, good for him.
I'd never heard of him until he started kicking ass early last year against the Vikes and other teams. They had a really good run for about 5 or 6 weeks.
Oh, thanks, Pat.
Man, there was a time in my life that Selection Sunday was maybe a top 5 day of the year for
100%.
me. Teenage me,
same.
Selection Sunday was almost second to none.
Same.
And I still think the NCAA tournament's the greatest sporting event in our country, but just because of the gambling aspect of it.
100%.
But I didn't even watch Selection Sunday yesterday. Didn't care. I had no vibe yesterday with Selection Sunday.
I watched like 5 minutes of it.
I haven't even looked at the bracket. I saw who the 4 number 1 seeds are. That's all I know.
Yeah. I watched like 5 minutes of it. It was fine.
So the number 1 seeds in the old Selection Sunday: Auburn, Duke, Houston, and Florida.
Yep.
How about the SEC too? The SEC made NCAA tournament history. 14 teams out of the 68 are from the SEC.
How about that?
Wow.
That is almost everybody. How many teams are in that league? 20? 18 or 20?
Wait, sorry, what'd you say again? 14 out of
14.
Yeah.
Teams of the SEC made it.
I think it's 16.
Wow. 16 in the
That's
whole
what
league?
I read yesterday. Yeah,
Damn.
Sorry. I thought you said 16, so I didn't want to correct
I said
you.
out of the 68.
No, yeah. I'm 90% sure they have 16 teams.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Who, like Vanderbilt?
Yeah, who are the two that didn't make it?
Hang on, Daddy.
Man, you got to be really bad.
Yeah.
You got to feel like S this morning.
I think if you're the 14th best team in the SEC, though, and you're still so good that you're good enough to make the cut here.
Right.
Which is probably reality, right? They probably do have 14.
South Carolina and LSU, right?
Wow.
They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Woof.
16, yeah.
14 of the 16.
Yeah.
The previous record was 11 by the Big East in 2011. That's shattering the record from 11 to 14.
Yeah.
And your team, Sauce, because core versus 4, Duke. Duke is claiming that star Cooper Flagg is trending the right way and should be available immediately.
I need that.
Well, you don't need him for game 1, though.
No.
Why would they even play him?
The 4 of us could beat High Point or whatever
it is. If he truly has a sprained ankle, You might even be able to sit him the second game, but I would probably not gamble there. But you could definitely gamble and not play him the first game.
Duke plays, I don't know, one of these, either, I think.
Some school you've probably literally never heard of.
American, Mount St. Mary's, Alabama State, or St. Francis, Pennsylvania.
That's all one school.
Those are the 2 playoff games. Yeah, probably. So, yeah, they'll win that, and then if they win, they play either Mississippi State or Baylor, who they could beat anyway. The best team, I think, my favorite team I have in the Core versus 4 is Florida. Florida's a monster.
Jay Billis was on SportsCenter this morning saying he thinks they're going to win it.
Yeah, they're a wagon, as the kids like to say. No, but
the old wagon.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be fun. I can't wait. Starts Thursday, and the first game is Creighton battling Louisville at 11:15.
Let's go.
It's the best, man.
I gotta get into more brackets this year. I haven't done that the last handful of years, and then I just ended up not essentially caring, except for the Core versus 4.
Yeah,
but I don't have brackets.
I don't either. I don't remember the last time I did a bracket.
Same, and I don't like it. Part of the problem is I don't follow it like I did when I was a teenager or in my early 20s when I actually had opinions and could actually fill out a bracket with some knowledge.
Yeah.
Now I have zero knowledge. I know Cooper Flagg plays for Duke. I know the 3 or 4 teams that are supposed to be good, and that is all I know. So I'm just flipping coins.
Yeah.
So I don't even have a chance to win brackets. I just want to get in a bracket.
Yeah. I know about the number 1 seeds, and my Kentucky Wildcats play on Friday. That's all I know.
What seed are they?
I think they're a 3 seed. Yeah, they play Troy on Friday at 6:10. So they should advance, and then they probably run into Illinois, and they might lose. They're an okay team. They've had some really weird wins, and they've had some really weird losses. So, yeah.
Well, they're still Kentucky.
Yeah, right.
Your Minnesota Wild, Zach O, lost 5-1 to St. Louis on Saturday at the X. Jordan Kyrou with a hat trick. The Wild host the Kings at 7 o'clock on the Fan.
It's been a great run.
We're not good. Now. It's been a struggle. The injuries obviously are a factor. It's a very frustrated locker room. Things have to change very, very quickly. They still have a little bit of a cushion thanks to their at one point being the number 1 team in the league. And it sounds like Jonas Brodin should be back sometime soon. I'm hoping for better news on the Kaprizov and Eriksson Ek front sometime soon, but still that is looking at least in the terms of weeks away. So yeah, hopefully they can get some more points tonight and find a way, but it's been very, very difficult. That was a bad loss. And they were all very embarrassed. I think everybody was very angry, and they should be, and hopefully that they use that to their advantage tonight and beat up on some Kings.
Whoa.
I don't know why you said it like that.
Yeah, why'd you say it like that? You made
I'm a Bantai Monarchy kind of guy, you know?
I think you earned a few Kings.
3 Kings long ago.
What about the Latin Kings? Isn't that a group of some kind?
I think it's a gang.
You should be in support of them, Zach.
Yeah, we're all in support of
them.
We all love the Latin Kings.
Yeah, they're like the one...
Big Latin King guy.
Yeah, the group that you go to in prison, right? They'd protect you.
Would they?
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. You'd have to ask
God.
Know any Spanish?
You have to ask very nicely.
I don't think I'd get in along with these guys at all.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. It's hard for you.
I would. I don't like tattoos.
On yourself or others?
Sounds like just on myself, really. And sometimes people go a little bit overboard in the tattoos and turn a 10 into a 9.
Oh, no, not a 9.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I'm still going to look and be interested, but what are you doing, Justin?
What?
The Beebs?
Justin.
Beebs has too many tattoos, huh?
I didn't say that.
Justin Gard or Justin Bieber?
Justin. Guardsy's
tatted.
You should see.
He has a full sleeve now on his right arm.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Yep.
And he got the Thug Life tattoo like Tupac on his stomach, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good for
He's just got a
Guardsy.
bunch of tattoos of like famous bumper-to-bumper phrases.
Oh.
This is your...
He has that all over his
elbow
body.
leader.
My goodness.
Ben Lieber should join us in like 15 minutes. Can't wait to hear his updated thoughts on Jordan Mason and Aaron Rodgers. Mush should be here about 7 o'clock. And again, in the 8 o'clock hour, J.J. Spahn and Rory McIlroy square off. And lawyer Lambert, Jeff Lambert, will join us as he sweats out essentially $1,000. It's $1,000 difference for him. If McIlroy wins, he wins an extra K. If not, a lot of people are going to be happy they only have to pay him $100. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
The Fan.
Join Muss and Miller Lite at Stacy Sports Grill in Stacy this Thursday from 5 to 7. Stop by to register for a chance to win a spot in the Vikings Foundation Golf Tournament. Get the full details now at KFAN.com. Keyword golf.
All right, let's do what really matters. Scores and stats around the world of sports in between. I assume Zach or Sauce? Which one? Who wants to do it? You guys are both looking at each other. Who wants to do it?
St. Patty's Day facts.
Okay, that's
Or do you want
fantastic.
to do it? Facts.
That'll work.
Or do you want to do it, Zach?
I don't care, man. I you know me. I can do whatever you need
Max,
me to
how
do.
about we do this?
We can all do it.
How about
let's all do it.
we
Because
could
I have one that's great.
Or what if you and Zach alternate and then Max and I say whose is better?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
For every sports score, you each give a fact of some kind, and then Max and I say who wasted more of our time.
Okay.
I love it.
Catalyst brings you wild news thanks to Catalyst Supply and CatalystSupplyCo.com. If you're a Twin Cities contractor, boost your build with the awesome people at Catalyst. They're fantastic. The Wild lost 5-1 to St. Louis at the X on Saturday. Kyrou with the hat trick, like we mentioned last segment. The Wild are now 37-25-5, 15-15-2 at home. They continue to struggle at home. They host the Kings at 7 o'clock right here on the Fan. What really matters, though, Sauce, is this.
Did you know that St. Patrick was the patron saint of Ireland, was actually born in South Wales, the end of the 4th century?
No.
He's not from Ireland.
So they're false claiming.
Yeah, they're false claiming.
I did not know that. Zachary?
Zach's will be better, I can already.
Did you know that King George III of England would talk to trees?
Anthony?
He had a condition called porphyria, a rare genetic disorder which led to episodes of madness. During one of those episodes, it said he mistook a tree as the king of Prussia and had a full conversation with it.
All right. Look, Max, I know this is a democracy. You and I both get to vote. But this is a first-round knockout.
Yeah, that's way better.
Because Sauce just said where a guy was from, and Zach said a king talked to trees.
Yeah, that was way better.
Zach won by a mile.
Yeah, by a mile.
That was
Not
an
even
easy
close.
One. Yeah, that was a slam
He
dunk.
talks to trees, and he led a country.
Yeah. Wow. He had what? Porphyria? The lady from Mad Max?
And I've been talking to trees when that joint is hitting right. I've been there, brother.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just want to run into a nice one.
When
Yeah,
you get
Treebeard from Lord of the Rings.
when you get some of that weed that even double bagged stinks,
Oh, yeah.
you know you're in for a
for
tree talking experience.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
All right, round one goes to Zachary. Bengals agreed to a 4-year, $161 million deal with Jamar Chase and a 4-year, $115 million deal with T. Higgins.
How?
Because the salary cap's not real. It's a myth. You can sign whoever you want to whatever you want. Jamar Chase gets $40.25 million a year. That is the most ever for a non-quarterback. He gets $112 million guaranteed. But finally, T. Higgins gets a deal. His first 2 years are completely guaranteed. There's Ben Lieber. All right, what really matters, round two.
Nice shirt.
Zach, now you have to go first. Round two, fight.
Yeah, okay. Here we go. The Bengal tigers have night vision that's 6 times better than humans. It makes them incredibly efficient in the dark when they go out and hunt and stalk and ambush prey without being detected because they can see them, but the prey can't see the hunter.
All right, so here's the variable, Maxo. There is no doubt Sauce has more St. Patrick's Day facts.
100%.
And Zach is trying to stay topical because I just talked about the Bengals. Huge disadvantage to Sauce. Sauce?
Leprechauns are likely based on Celtic fairies. Bad news, Chris Hockey. There's no evidence of female leprechauns in Irish folklore.
But the good news is he's back Thursday, right?
Yeah.
So he will be able to check out the Celtic fairies at the Fillmore on Friday if he...
Yeah, brilliant. See, not only did you win the bit, but you got a better joke than I did. You win again, Zacho. Good job.
So the leprechauns in Irish lore are essentially the Smurfs, right? Because Gargamel made Smurfette to tempt the Smurfs and to try to destroy them, right?
Yeah.
Like the woe of man.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a blonde lady in this group, and it'll tear them apart.
Tear them apart.
Gargamel had quite the plan. It just didn't work. But no female leprechauns to destroy the group. All right, this one's a little bit closer. Now, Ben, you get to vote as well. We're trying to decide who does a better job at what really matters.
Oh, gotcha.
Zach won round one decisively. Round two is that Bengal tigers basically have 6 times better vision at night than humans. Sauce went with leprechauns are only males, according to Irish folklore. Your thoughts?
You know, I like the topical Irish folklore with the leprechauns, but I understand that sports wise, you know, there is some current events that make sense for Zacho as well.
So who are you voting for?
Sauce.
Okay, Max.
Yeah, I was loving the Bengal facts, but the leprechaun patriarchy's got me interested.
And
so
no ladies.
And no ladies. I'm usually not in on that, but I'm going with Sauce.
All right, round two goes to Sauce. Sauce, well done.
I have one that's going to be heartbreaking to Chris Hockey that is not a St. Patrick's Day fact.
According to some reports and some rumors, it looks like the Gopher basketball team possibly has locked in on a coach. The favorite, according to a lot of stories in the last 24 hours, Colorado State head coach Nico Medved has emerged as the front runner to be Gopher basketball head coach.
Is that right?
Nico Medved.
Does he have any connection to the...
Yeah, I guess he went here and... He's got a couple of connections to Minnesota. Now I'm forgetting what they were.
He was an assistant in 06-07.
There you go.
And he was born here.
Oh. All right. And for the people that are like, why does it always have to be Minnesota? Why does there always have to be a Minnesota connection? I think the point is the situation here is not great, right? They have a lot of hills to climb, so you almost have to have somebody that has their heart in it because they have a connection.
Great
Otherwise,
sign.
it's hard to get them here.
Correct.
So I truly don't think it's the University of Minnesota going, we have to have somebody from Minnesota. I just think that's the only way we can get somebody at this point.
Roseville.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, lettered in golf.
He won the Man of the Year award in 2024.
Oh, God dang it. I didn't even get nominated.
No. I nominated you.
Thanks. All right, round three. What really matters is this.
Who goes first?
You. We're alternating.
This is bad news for Chris Hockey. Forever 21 is going out of business in the United States.
Wait, so you have abandoned St. Patrick's Day facts?
Well, no, but I went a different route. I can go more St. Patrick's Day.
No, you're going to
Facts.
That was it? That was your...
So Forever 21 is done.
That's bad for Hawk.
Wow, this is not good.
As of when?
The door is
They're all
open,
going out
sir.
of business in the United States.
Really?
I have just the headline.
Wow.
Who shops there? Hawk.
Teenagers and Chris.
Yeah,
100%.
That's where he got his MERS. Isn't it? No, that was Wet Seal.
I don't know where he got it. I thought he got it at the Buckle.
Yeah, God.
He loves the Buckle.
It had a lady's saying on it. God, I love that bit. He was so proud of that.
All right.
Wet Seal.
Forever 21.
I think it was Wet Seal. I actually think it was Wet Seal.
Just window shopping around Wet Seal.
He thought it was a chain wallet and it was a clutch purse. And we shamed him so bad. It was a great bit. He played perfectly along.
They did just change their name, I guess.
What'd they change it to?
For now, 21.
Okay. Zachary, rebuttal.
One of the most, I would say, one of the oldest St. Patrick's Day parades in the U.S. is held right here in the Twin Cities in St. Paul. Goes back to the year 1851, which you history scholars will note, 7 years before Minnesota even became a state. There's also, of course, Lucky Palooza and a temporary naming of the streets, including Patrick McGovern's Way. And St. Paul and St. Patrick's Day intertwined for 170-ish years.
Okay, I'll give it to Zach. Yeah. All right.
Max?
You won that one.
You know, my heart goes out to Chris Hockey. I want to stand in solidarity with him at learning this devastating news. Also, I'm reading here, apparently Rosie bought the name Forever 21 for his new brand that's coming out.
I can only imagine what that is.
So I'm gonna roll with my dog sauce on this one. Sorry, Zach.
I didn't like either.
That's fine.
So it's a push. Round 3 is a push.
All right.
I don't really care about
You
the
don't like
St.
the
Paul
local
connection.
stats?
I don't really care about Forever 21.
1851. That's interesting. That's a long time.
You started with a guy talking to trees. We're going the wrong way.
we are.
Yeah.
This
It
is
was
like
such
you
a
and I.
good start.
This is like
You
you
know
and I in high school.
I tried to beat him at his game. I gotta play my game.
This is like you and I in high school, Zach.
Yes.
The first 5 seconds of our project were fine, and then we lost interest.
It's all right. We're all square through 3. You guys are even.
Keep it going.
The Savannah Bananas
How about this?
sold out a game at Tampa's Raymond James Stadium, the home of the Buccaneers. 65,000 people. If you don't know who the Savannah Bananas are, one of the great names in sports. They're basically the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball.
It's an incredible watch.
65,000 people, Ben.
insane,
What the
man.
hell is going on with the Bananas?
I'm on a very long wait list for when they come into town this summer.
Where are they playing when they come this summer?
I think Target Field.
I think it's CHS.
I think it's CHS.
It
Yeah.
should move to Target
It should
Field.
move to Target
They could
Field.
sell out Target Field.
They're gigantic.
Yeah,
man.
I think
It's
I
a
was
huge deal.
real late to the game when I was looking at their tour, and I'm like, oh, they're coming to St. Paul. It had been out
But
for
I don't
months.
think it's the actual Bananas team. It's the team they play a lot.
It's
Party Animals?
Party Animals, yeah.
They're coming to CHS, and apparently
Wait. The actual Bananas are not coming here?
No, they are not.
Get your name off that list, Ben.
I'm taking my name off the list.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's a great bid.
Man, 65K. What really matters is this, Zachary.
Do you know that bananas are actually berries? No. And they're radioactive. Get that. They contain potassium 40, which is a radioactive isotope of potassium. Now, you can eat 10 million bananas and you're fine, but 10 million in one,
Yeah.
you
Toxic.
might be getting all dangerously dosey of radiation-y.
Well, you turn into a superhero.
Banana Man.
Yeah, that's Banana Man. I love Banana Man.
Tommy's putting up the banana signal right now.
It's a plane.
Tommy eats them without peeling them.
Yeah.
Sauce.
Me?
Boy.
This one's for you, Cor. The legend that Saint Patrick banished all snakes from Ireland is a myth. There were never any snakes in Ireland.
That one's pretty compelling.
Okay, so here's the problem. Oh, good for me. I already knew that. That is interesting, though. So now I have to figure out. I didn't learn anything from you, but is the fact more interesting than the banana fact?
You also eat bananas without peeling them.
Not true. Don't cash those tickets. Ben, which way are you leaning? No snakes in Ireland or radioactive
See,
bananas?
I didn't know the thing about the no snakes in Ireland. And I did not know that the fact that all leprechauns were male never represented as female. So I sort of like this road that we're going down with Sauce. I'm going to go Sauce on
You're
this
gonna go
one.
Sauce. All right, Max.
This one's tough. I might have to push this one because I love the symbolism of the banishing the snakes, but Banana Man and the radioactive bananativity. I'm interested in that too. So I'm gonna push this one, Cor.
All right, I'm going radioactive bananas. So we're all square after 4.
Wow.
It all comes down to this. This will be the final one of this segment. Ready, Sauce? Last
Okay,
one.
yeah.
Royce Lewis strained his hamstring. Going to miss time again.
Shocking.
Come on, man.
I did. Was it Joe Nelson? Tiny Joe Nelson? I think it was Joe. Somebody else may have tweeted this as well. But I think Joe made the joke, and he's kind of right that if Royce Lewis misses significant time, then what we'll hear right around the trade deadline is, well, it's kind of like we're getting a new player because we're getting Royce Lewis back. That'll be the Twins' plan, right? We didn't trade for anyone because we're getting Royce Lewis back.
We need new owners so bad.
Yeah. What really matters, though, is this. Sauce.
Green?
Now, hang on. This is it.
No, I know. This is not a good
this
one.
Is like This is game 7.
I overshot my hand with one of them.
Go for
This one's terrible. Congrats, Zach. Green is now the color most associated with St. Patrick's, but the original color associated with the holiday was blue, as evident by early depictions of St. Patrick wearing blue garments.
I mean, everywhere you go in Ireland, I'm not talking about the clothing or Irish, whatever. It's like the whole countryside is just green grass and four-leaf clovers.
Yeah.
It's all green.
Yeah, it's stunning.
The Emerald Island, man. Why would they have ever thought of any other color but green? That makes no sense. Zachary?
Zach, doors open, man.
Yeah, it's wide open.
This is going to be so much better.
Do you guys know that St. Patrick wasn't even Irish?
He's throwing the game.
Oh, thanks, Zach.
He's throwing it.
I said that.
No. Wait till you hear about the color green.
Oh, man. Zach just punted.
Yeah, you missed.
Does Zach have money on this?
Dive.
Yeah,
Zach
took a
took a
dive in
dive.
round
You
five.
just took a dive.
No, I didn't want to beat. What's his name? Paul?
That's Paul, yeah.
You can beat me. I don't care.
No, I saw what happened when you got beat on Friday. I don't want to do it again.
Oh.
Yeah, I was pretty mad about that. I'm still mad about
Yeah,
that.
Wait, what happened?
Controversial.
I'm still mad about that.
He said blood drawn, and the answer was blood draw. And again, it's an imperfect science. I have a second to think about it. If you listen to it, I hesitated. I'm like, what do I do with this? And then buzzed him, and then Marnie rang in and figured out it was blood draw. It's like,
Do you regret your decision?
Yeah, do you feel like it was still the right decision or no?
I just want him to say the right things.
Yeah, but if Marnie had said blood drawn, you would have clicked her correct. Everyone in this room will agree.
But no one says the incorrect thing more often than you.
Yeah,
You put me in the spot more often than anyone else.
Hey,
Sure.
Hubba hubba.
Yeah, look out.
But he didn't say he hits the spot more than
I missed it a lot.
I was like, what do I do with that? Like, you say blood drawn if it's a whole sentence, right? Like, I'm going to get my blood drawn, or I had my blood drawn.
Yeah.
But the process itself is a blood draw. So it's like, I know I have 0.73 seconds to decide if it's right or not. But I'm like, why can't you just say blood draw?
I didn't know it was blood draw. I didn't know that. I always thought it was blood drawn.
Okay. Hold on, Zach. Easy. What's the bigger blowback? The fact that you said that he was incorrect, or if you had allowed blood drawn? If you would have said that's correct, ding,
I think people would have mostly understood and said, like, yeah, that's like the past tense of it, kind of. Yeah. But like, I gave him doubling down a couple of weeks ago, and that's a double down and doubling down are basically the same thing, different tenses. But it's hard when the process is called a blood draw and he says blood drawn. Because it's like a really weird gray area. I probably should have given it to him, but again, I have a second to decide. Mm-hmm. Like I said, no one puts me in that spot more often than him. So then when he goes, you never get blah, blah, it's like, well, yeah, but they put me in that spot about once every 6 months. He puts me in that spot about 3 times a week. So I have more decisions to make on him than anybody else. So percentage-wise, it's probably not that different, but frequency-wise, it hits him way more commonly than everybody else. Make sense?
Yeah. No, it makes sense. Do you think that there's something subconsciously where you just know that this is going to be fun to just say no to Sauce?
Probably.
Like in that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In that split-second decision.
I hesitated. Go back and listen.
It ruined my weekend. It ruined my weekend.
That's preposterous.
I was so mad.
Why?
I was just mad because...
But why weren't you mad on the air then?
Well,
because it makes no sense to be mad off the air.
Well, that's how I
not
operate. But if Marnie had rang in and said blood drawn, you would have said that. You would have gone, it's close enough, and you would have given it to her. And you know that. That's what makes me mad. The rules aren't the same. That's why I don't... If everybody played by the rules I played at, it wouldn't be a big deal, right? If you were like, it's close enough. And there are times where I have rung in, and you have gone, yeah, that's right. But blood drawn and
Which is
blood
a
drawn are so close.
See, exactly. If you had said wrong in, I'd say, for God's sakes, that's not right.
But it's always, if anyone else does it, you go, yeah, that's close enough. And there is something subconsciously, you know how much it pisses me off?
Kind of is unbelievable.
Right, I get that, though. I get the don't encourage it angle, right? I 100% get that. But if Marnie rings in and says blood drawn, you go, yeah, that's right.
Well, she's an American treasure.
That either way, you would have given it to her. That's what makes me mad.
Either way, I do think, Core, either way, if Marnie had said that and you said yes, and the fact that Sauce did, you said no, the bit is, in the end, Sauce is pissed.
He gets, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But like, again, the one from a week ago, R rating versus rated R. The phrase is rated R. It's been in trailers for 50 years. Right? Rated R. So, like,
right.
Is R rating technically, like, could you say that, like, what's Inglourious Bastards? Well, it's got an R rating. Okay. But it's rated R.
Yeah.
Just say it right.
I was fine with that one.
See, that one makes more sense.
Yeah,
I was fine with that one.
That one's clear cut.
But that's my example. Is he's the one who's the most often putting me in that exact spot, and I'm like, I hesitated on that one too. I'm like, what do I do?
That's wrong.
R rating.
That one is wrong. Nobody says R rating unless you're like a weird Karen, I guess.
Zach, your hands up.
A typical blood draw takes only a few teaspoons to a few tablespoons,
what a troll.
which is a tiny fraction
which
of
is
your
fine.
total blood volume. Even a standard blood donation, 1 pint, is just about 10% of your total blood supply. And that's what really matters.
10%.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Everybody wants
blood drawn.
Yeah,
blood drives popped up.
Everybody wants me to be wrong. I get that.
No, I'm on your side, brother.
Everybody
I'm
wants.
with you,
No,
son.
you're
I'm
not.
with you,
No,
brother.
Zach, you're the one who almost drove me to the edge on Friday. But
What?
no,
Why did Zach almost drive you to the edge?
but it's just the combination of it. I had a bad week. I'll just admit it. I had a bad week. I don't know what it is.
A bad week about what?
I don't know. There's something going on. Nothing. Don't laugh at that.
No, I don't understand what you mean. You had a bad week.
I just had a bad week. I
On
don't
the
know.
radio? Or
No,
what do you mean?
No, just
emotionally or personally?
just nothing wrong at my house. I can't explain it.
Okay.
We love you, brother.
And that just drove me. I was pissed for like 24 hours, but it's not that. It was just
The culmination of everything.
That's what I'm trying to explain, right? I just had a really bad week, and I don't know why. I can't explain.
If it's something medical, why don't you get your blood drawn?
See, you do. You
Past
go and get
tense.
your blood drawn.
You sure do.
More importantly, who won?
Go do some labs.
Who won and what?
Marnie won in overtime.
No. The What Matters contest.
Oh, you. You're
punted.
Sauce won that one.
Sauce did win.
Way
You
to
punted.
go, Sauce.
No, I don't care about
took
that.
a dive.
I don't care.
No,
I'm
it's good.
being serious. I don't care. It was just the culmination of that got to me. That I don't. In the big picture, who cares? I get to play every week. It's fun. I love playing that game. I just had a really bad week, and that didn't help.
We didn't know that, obviously. So
No, and I know, and
I didn't understand why you were mad off the air, but on the air you were totally fine with it because you were like, what? And then you moved on.
Yeah,
So I'm like, how could he be mad? He didn't
because
even
I
seem that
should
bummed
move
on the air.
But I'm not mad about that. That was just what's the 1% that tipped me over. That's it. That's it.
I do like when you win. Just say things like a person who's heard English.
You did once give Hawk, what was it? When he said Aziz Ansari?
That was before we changed the rule.
I know, but that was so bad.
It was something
really
like
bad.
Anzi
Ansari.
Asari. Like
Yeah.
he just butchered it. And we're like, all right, we got to figure out how we. So we've been saying for like
No, I
5
get it.
years you have to pronounce it correctly, and there still are gray areas. Somebody on Twitter asked me, would I have accepted buckle down for bear down? And I'm like, well, that's tough because it means the same thing, but like one of the clues was one of the words is an animal. Like I was looking for bear down. So I would think I wouldn't have given you buckle down, but that's another example. You'd be like, buckle down. I'd be like, God dang it, just It's look, and ultimately it's a game. It's supposed to be fun.
I get that.
I definitely
I get that.
I make mistakes in those 0.7 seconds where I have to make a decision. We've made mistakes in the past. I'll make mistakes again. That was a tough one. Didn't go your way. Tough one. And then Marnie basically was for overtime was talking out loud to try to think out the answer. She was like,
well, she did that password too.
Black. Which, by the way, I have a theory on password. Can we talk briefly password when we come back? Because something interesting happened on Friday that I think the password committee needs to think about, because Maxo was in that game. I want to get Max's thoughts on this. Power Trip Morning Show returns after this on The Fan.
The Fan.
Join the Power Trips, Zach Halverson. Hey, I know that guy. Next Monday at Rascals in Apple Valley for a Bud Light Wild Watch Party. Be there at 7 p.m. to watch your Minnesota Wild in action and to sign up for your chance to qualify for first-round playoff tickets this year. Get the full details now at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
Said next Monday?
Yes, sir. Next Monday in Apple Valley.
All over it. Well-oiled machine.
Correct.
Okay, this is in the weeds. This is taking these games too seriously, but let's get controversial. Max, you were a part of password game number 200.
I was.
Password?
I blew it at the end, but I was.
So,
nice.
There was a controversial
one. Not that way.
We were talking about how Marnie was talking about Black Death out loud as she figured it out as the tiebreaker for initials on Friday, right? She was like,
oh, I think I know where you're going with this.
Black. Oh, and then she rang in and she realized Black Death, and she got it and she won. So you guys are playing program password game 200 at the old Performance Studio down the hall here on Friday, and I was listening, and there was a word that was tank.
Yep, I knew it.
And Marnie is speaking out loud but whispering. She goes, fish tank. And then the time ran out and it was over, right? If she had said fish tank, do you believe Tenneby would have given her one chance to change it?
No.
You shouldn't.
That's 2 words.
No. Yeah, you shouldn't.
She would have lost right there. She should have, honestly, we should have gotten the point just from her saying it out loud in general. Because that's 2 words.
Maybe that's a bad example then, because here's where I'm going with this. Let's say for argument's sake, let's say fish tank was 1 word, and that Tenneby would give her one chance to change it because she guessed fish tank, and she gets to try to change it to tank, right?
Yeah.
If she screams fish tank, then that's an answer, correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah.
If she says fish tank,
that's an answer.
Fish tank.
Yeah, but it's also
what volume? I know what volume counts as ringing in.
It's not the volume to me. It's the context of how it's being said.
Yeah,
if you can tell that somebody is just sort of mumbling,
totally agree.
That is an audible thought.
Totally agree, and 100% of people know that she was just thinking out loud. But I thought it was funny in the moment. If let's say the answer was actually fish tank, 1 word fish tank, and she just gone. Fish tank. And then they were like, wow, you didn't even guess. It's like, well, she did. It was just at a decibel level that was so low. But that is still a whispered guess.
But it's the same way when, like, meat sauce, there's some clue that maybe would apply to meat sauce in the initials game, and he'll go, meat sauce, and you know that he's
not ringing in.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
But it would have been so fun if that counted for the final points. If she had whispered the right answer, but then controversially not had it count as an actual guess, because we all knew she was thinking it through and not actually guessing.
Yeah, it's a weird.
This is called taking radio games way too seriously. But it was fun to think about it when I was listening to it. That was a fun game. And Maxo, that last one with you in common with Earthquake that was tricky, man.
Yeah, I just didn't know what I didn't know if he was doing one of his bit. Like, I didn't know where he was going. Afterwards, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, correct.
And especially, there's nothing worse than hearing the live audience all go, "Oh, it's like, okay, yeah, it was that obvious, huh? You guys all would have got that if you were playing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sweet. Thanks, clients."
I've still always said that about Wheel. Right, Wheel of Fortune it's so easy on your couch to go like, how can they not get this? But can you imagine how nervous those 3 people are that are not used to being on radio or TV, and there they are doing puzzles in front of the entire country and probably freaking out. In fact, in some ways, the more full the puzzle is, the more you probably panic because you're like, how do I not know this? And it's like, calm down.
HLS.
If you just chill out, you're gonna get it, but you're freaking yourself out because you're on national TV.
Yep.
So that it probably adds up, but
People who annoy you.
That's
I mean, one of the all-time
That's
South Park bits.
and that's the start of the episode.
Unbelievable episode of South Park.
they banned the phrase, but not
Oh
the
my
actual
gosh.
word.
And then he throws his hands down like he knows it.
Unbelievable.
Oh, my God.
Ben, we only have like a second because we ran so late arguing about initials last segment. So before we do news and some other stuff, give me your quick twitch on Jordan Mason. We'll talk Aaron Rodgers in 40 minutes, but Jordan Mason joining the Vikings over the weekend at running back. Your thoughts?
I mean, I think it's a great pickup. It's a sneaky, sly pickup that I did not think that we were going to be doing. Trading picks. I mean, it's like swapping picks here and there, and then picking up another, very talented player, especially at a position we haven't addressed yet in free agency. Look, the guy has a career, a short career so far that's over 5.2 or 5.3 yards per carry. We all saw what he did against us this last year here at US Bank Stadium. He can play on third down, although probably not the most used pass catcher out of the backfield, but the guy that you can rely on to pick up blocks in the blitz scheme. I don't think that we had that outside of Aaron Jones last year.
So do they just moving forward? Is this another sign that they just don't trust Ty Chandler moving forward
I think
either?
so, yeah.
So do you think he gets released, or do you think he's just a distant
I think
third?
that I think he's definitely just a special teams player and a distant third.
Okay.
It'll definitely be Jordan Mason as the number 2 running back, and he's going to get a lot of carries too, because I think they realize that you can't give Aaron Jones this many touches at this point in his career. We saw his body sort of breaking down last year at points. He needed some extended time off here and there, and he carried the ball and touched the ball more so than he ever has in his whole career this last year with the Vikings. So they see the path going forward with both of these guys being more of a dual usage. And at least with Jordan, we can have him on third down versus I think we were crossing our fingers a little bit and hoping the guys would figure it out after Aaron Jones on third down. But Aaron's fantastic on third down, and it's just like you can't play him all the time. So awesome pickup, didn't have to give up too much, and now truly, we look at the draft and we say best available player at 24.
Yeah, which is always
100%.
the massive advantage of a team in that spot, right? Because then you can truly just add to your roster, even if it's kicking the can a little bit. By the way, the one last thing on the other stuff that we were just wasting 30 minutes on. How about the Marnie Slam on Friday? I don't know how many times that's happened, but she won initials, she won password, and then the Wolves won on Friday night. The Marnie Slam is pretty rare. Maybe it's only happened once or twice.
Yeah.
But she got it done on Friday.
Look at that.
The
Zacho
old
did it one time, I think.
Marnie
right?
Slam. You've had the Zacho Slam?
I think I did it once, yeah.
With the Wild winning?
With the, initials, password, and,
In the Wild.
In the Wild, yeah. I don't know if I got the third one. Maybe I did.
I know you got there's one you got. There's one that you got the two.
or something.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, something
you
like
won
that, yeah.
password, you won initials, and then White Bear Lake won a game in the state tournament.
Yeah. Not a state tournament. No.
No. Come on.
Oh, that can't be it. Okay, got it. That can't be
Now
it.
you got me. Now I'm angry.
You walked right into it. Zacho walks us through news after this. We'll talk Aaron Rodgers rumors with Ben Lieber in like 40 minutes during Vikings news. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
The Fan.